Hello my dear friends, I hope you all are doing good. This is Prashant Mavani and I warmly welcome all of you to StudyIQ. Let's see what we have got in PIB today, but before that let me tell you that our test series pertaining to SSC is out. Check out studyiq.com to know more about it. With this you will find pen drive and tablet courses as well on our portal, and at present year-end sale is on. You get up to 40% discount, so make sure you get it before 31st December. With this, dear friends, today's picture, or you can say your challenge, is to find out what Talanoa is all about. Do let me know with which country this Talanoa is associated with. And it was in news a couple of I think a month ago. It was in news, and for a very important reason it was in news, so I'm sure most of you would be knowing about this thing. If not, then do give a bit of research after this thing. With this, dear friends, let's see what President of India has to say about Indian economy. Mr. Kovindji inaugurated the Sanitary Conference of Indian Economic Association, and during this occasion he shared his thought regarding our economy. We all know that India is one of the fastest growing economies in the world at present, and the motto of our government of India is Sabka Saath Sabka Vikas. That basically means that when it comes to development, everyone should be on board, right? This is a sort of motto of government of India. Now this is a good motto as well, and of course government of India is trying its level best to take everyone on board, and it is providing hand holding and other sort of supports to all those people who are at a bit of disadvantage when it comes to development. But here one thing that is being said by the president is very important, and he said that without growth there can be no development and little scope for redistribution. That means that growth and development, if I break it down, these two things for you, then growth is associated with quantity, right? You can measure growth, but development is a thing that you cannot measure because it is associated with quality of things, right? Quality of your life. You cannot measure how happy you are, right? Of course we have this happiness index as well, but at the end of the day you cannot genuinely measure how happy you are, how blessed you are feeling, or what quality of life you are living and things like that. For that we use different sort of goods and services that you get and things like that. So this is the basic difference between growth and development. Now of course if you are not earning, if your country, or let's take example of a family, if a family is not able to earn that much every month, and if that family is of, say for example 10 people, right, it has 10 members in it, and if the family is not earning that much that can feed everyone, if every day if a couple of boys and girls of this family have to sleep hungry, then you can understand that this family is not doing well. For that they have to earn money, isn't it? They have to earn extra money so that they can provide all these necessary things to its members. So in the same way, development and growth, they go hand in hand, right? They both are associated with each other. The more money you earn, the more development you can do, and the more development you do, the more potential is there, or the more opportunities you have through which you can make a bit of more money, and in this way how it works. So it is very important that growth is accompanied by development, and development should push growth. This is very important, I believe, for you to understand. One more thing regarding planning, he said that we need imaginative policy making. The thing is, at present we know many fellow citizens, they live in poverty. Some of them they live very close to poverty, and when I say some of them, we are talking about crores and crores of people, because we are second most polluted country, populated country in the world, right? And even today we know that we are not able to provide good quality of healthcare, education, housing and civic amenities to millions of people, or millions of our citizens. And traditionally as well, we have many weaker sections of our society, SCs, STs and segments of OBCs, women, and you can also add children in it as well. And we have talked about this thing, and I'm sure you understand this thing very well, that the way we invest in a good share or any property or anything, you invest some money and you expect that you will get handsome amount of return. In the same way, when we invest in health and education of our citizens, right, what we create is human capital. This human capital can generate more capital, it can add to growth, and it can help in development of our country. And now you can associate the things that we have just talked about with this thing. We know that this scenario is quite common. It is so common that most of the time we take it for granted. We don't pay that much attention as well, that small boys and girls, they are working, many a times they are begging, and this begging is also a job for them because someone is handling them. We know these things, right? So this is a very bleak scenario, right? It is a very dark scenario for the future of our country, because if we want to see ourselves as a world power, or forget about world power, we don't want to rule any country or the world. What we want is, we want that every child should get enough nutrition food. They should have access to education, quality education. Not just literacy is not enough, right? They should develop this analytical mind and things like that, and they should be provided with good health facilities, and security should be there, right? So all these things will make us a very good country, or developed country, you can say. And for that, it is very important that each and every child is given a platform on which that particular child can reach to his or her potential, right? And for that, we have a pencil. Pencil basically stands for Platform for Effective Enforcement for No Child Labor. This works under Ministry of Labor and Employment, and one of the main purpose, of course, is to prevent this child labor that is going on for a very long period of time, and it pays attention to both enforcement as well as data collection, and ensuring that rehabilitation of this sort of children, right, child laborers, they are rehabilitated, and they are sent to proper place, so that from there their future can be made, or they can be provided with a good hope and good future. The main component of this portal is that you have complaint corner, you have child and adolescent labor tracking system, you have NCPL and state resource centers which are connected with this ministry. Apart from that, the data that is collected from this portal will be shared with three ministries: HRD ministry, child development ministry, as well as skill development and entrepreneurship ministry. So in this way, they can design their policies in such a way that they can be rehabilitated and absorbed. You have at different levels, different group of people, or you can say different, we have a machinery through which we will ensure that everything is as per the plan. So at state level, we have state resource center, and at district level, district nodal officers are appointed. With this, dear friends, this is a news that will give you a smile as well as make you sad. It depends from where we are looking at it, with what perspective we are looking at it. The thing is, 26 January is not far from us now, and Indian Air Force have started doing drills, or you can say they have started their practice or preparation for this 26 January to make sure that this function is grand and it creates a sort of awe, right, in everyone. And we are very proud and happy about our boys and girls who work with IAF. Now the thing is, they fly these planes, these fighter jets, at an altitude of 60 to 500 meters, and they have requested citizens of Delhi as well as nearby area to ensure that they keep their area nice and clean, nice and tidy, and they have also requested that they should not throw any sort of eatables and garbage, and if they find any sort of dead animals in the street or nearby area, then they should report it to the police or IAF, so that this sort of things can be sorted out. Now this is something that makes us sad, isn't it? Because Swachh Bharat Abhiyan or Clean India mission is on for a very long period of time. I'm sure that every citizen of our country is aware about this Clean India mission. Awareness campaigns and advertisements in all different sorts of media is available. But then as well, why IAF has to issue this sort of warning? Of course, they have issued this request, or they are requesting this thing, because here what happens is, if you have this sort of things, then you will find birds getting attracted towards this carcasses and this garbage and eatables, and that makes this fighter jet vulnerable to have a sort of accident, right? So this is a thing. Because of that they have issued this thing, but it provides a sort of mirror as well for us to look at ourselves and sit down and think about what as an individual I can do regarding this thing. As a society, what are the steps that we should take, that even after this many years we are still in this sort of situation. With this, dear friends, Ministry of Food Processing and Industries is in news. Earlier on we have talked about Sampada, right? In detail. Sampada is about creating warehouses and ensuring that wastage of food is eliminated. In the same way, government has launched a scheme of integrated cold chain and value addition infrastructure. Now, from the name itself you can guess this is about cold chain and value addition. If you don't have cold chain for those sort of food products which fall in the category of perishable items, because their validity is for a couple of days, or their freshness will not be as it is if they are not stored properly, and this also impacts the earning of farmer or the producer. So for them it is very important that they have access to this cold chain. Value addition is pertaining to things like, say for example, packaging. Many times removing seeds from different items. If you remove seeds and if you do packaging, then the thing that you used to sell for, say for example 50 rupees a kilo, you can sell it for 200 rupees a kilo. So this money, this extra money, you will employ people, right? You would need some hands to help you out with this thing, and in this way you can create jobs at grassroots level. This has many benefits in itself, like migration and things like that. Urban migration will stop. So government is providing 10 crore rupees per project, and this integrated cold chain and infrastructure, preservation infrastructure, can be created by SHGs and farmers organizations and NGOs and entrepreneurs, right? Cooperatives, cooperative societies, they can create this thing. In the same way, there is one more thing in news, and I believe this is the third time we are discussing about this MID. MID stands for Mission for Integrated Development of Horticulture. Horticulture is basically associated with fruits and vegetables. With this, dear friends, Ministry of Labor and Employment. Now, UWIN is a thing that is in news. UWIN stands for Unorganized Workers Identification Number. Now, the thing is, you cannot make bricks without clay, or you cannot make a house or a home without bricks, isn't it? Bricks work as your data, or you can say raw material. In the same way, when you want to create policy, when you want to uplift people who are working in unorganized sectors, if you want to make their life a bit easier, a bit more healthy, you can say, in terms of economy, in terms of physical health and things like that, health and safety and other things, then you need data about how many people are working in unorganized sector. And apart from that, you also need to segment them. They are working whether in brick nails or whether they are working in construction industry, things like that. So for that, central government is not having any sort of database at present, and to create this database, it has started this mission of UWIN, right, in which unique ID will be provided, unique number will be issued. This number, of course, will be seeded with Aadhaar number, and keep this thing in mind that there won't be any sort of issue of a separate card, smart card, but it is just a number that will be with the government, and with the help of this thing they can design that sort of policy. With this, Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise, SIDBI, I'm sure you might have heard about this thing. SIDBI stands for Small Industries Development Bank of India. Now, the name again tells you many things about SIDBI, Small Industries Development Bank. That means a bank that is looking after small industries. It is caring about, or it is working for the development of micro, small and medium enterprises, right? We know that this MSMEs are the biggest job provider in our country. Nearly 90% of all the factories and all this industry, manufacturing things that we have, fall under this category. So maximum amount of you can say people working in manufacturing sector, they fall under this MSME, and government has decided, or this SIDBI has decided, that it is going to give as much as possible loan to these small businesses. It will provide hand holding services to MSMEs, and in this way they can expand, get access to easy capital. With this focus topic is about public transport. Now Government of India is trying its level best, and state governments as well are trying their level best to nudge people, or to create a situation in which people are using more public transport compared to private transport. And there are some benefits as well. If we are switching over to public transport, then as a country, as a state, we will save petroleum imports, right? Petroleum bills will come down. We have to rely less on petrol or crude oil imports. Pollution will be down, better traffic management, everyone will be happy, cities will be clean, right? These are some of the benefits that we get from switching over to public transport. Now the thing regarding public transport is that they don't work in silos. They work best at its, they perform at their best when they are integrated with each other. For that we need proper planning. What we have lacked so far, or the things in which we have not been that good, is our planning, right? We can, this thing can be argued with the help of examples like cities like Delhi, you have Mumbai, right? You have Chennai. These are the cities, even as a sort of rainfall will disturb the things in these cities. So this is the situation here, and it clearly indicates that when these cities were created at that point of time, we have not given that much careful thinking or thought after planning of after urban planning. Anyways, now in 15 to 20 years, what is going to happen is that nearly 25 crore people will migrate towards city area, and the cities that we have today are not, or they won't be in a position to absorb this many people. So of course we would need new cities, right? We have to construct new cities from scratch, and what we can do at that point of time, of course planning is very important thing, but at that point of time when we are, or say for example when we are planning to make a new city, then we have to utilize this vertical height, right? We have to maximize, or we have to ensure that we use this vertical length. In this way what we can do is, with less land we can absorb many people, and you can have schools and banks and everything in nearby area. So you can either use bicycle, or within everything is within walking distance, so you don't have to use your cars and bikes. The other thing is, the current cities can have more electric cars and bikes, and we have to promote this shared vehicle things and things like that. One thing is there, that without this multimodal transport facility, that means if you are, say for example, if you want to travel from A to B, then you have options of getting into a tram or a metro. As soon as you step out of a metro, you will find a sort of EV or e-rickshaw or e-car, electronic car, or you will have access to a bicycle as well. So in this way, once you have all these things, once you can use one ticket for all these different modes of transportation, in this way we can reach here. And there are many cities, best practices are going on around many cities around the world, so this can be done in our country as well. With this, these are your answers, H.H. Wilson and A.O. Hume. Today's question: Vikramashila Mahavihara was established by the rulers of Pushyabhuti dynasty, Burman dynasty, Sen dynasty, or Pal dynasty. Which of the following is not a member of OPEC country? Algeria, Brazil, Ecuador, or Nigeria? And insignia of RBI has which animal in it? Lion, panther, tiger, or elephant? With this, dear friends, I end this discussion here. Make sure you make the most out of our year-end sale. I will share this file on our Telegram channel as well as on my Facebook page. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Share this lecture with other people as well. And if you have learned something out of it, then please don't forget to give us your like. Goodbye for now. Jai Hind.